Hey y'all, welcome back to Moments with Miss Amy. I am so glad you joined me. Today I want to talk about friendship. Friendship. I honestly think that is one of the most amazing gifts that we have been given is the ability to create friendships. I know myself personally that when I get a chance to get together with some friends, I really look forward to it. Especially when I know that these friends are going to be friends that we are going to laugh, we are going to talk, we are going to have an incredible time. And it's just something I really look forward to and anticipate. Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes I have some friends that I don't see for extended periods of time. And then when I finally get a chance to see them, it is just so good. We have so much to catch up on. And it makes my life feel so much more positive, so much better, just knowing that I've got friends that have got my back, friends that'll walk alongside with me, friends that can actually go ahead of me and teach me and help me to understand things. It's incredible, like the magnitude of friendship and of all of the different levels of friendships that there are. For example, there's your friends that you know, maybe somebody if you're in school, people you know in school, people you know in work. For me, I work online, so it's some of the friends that I chat with a little bit online. Things like that, we have those kinds of friends. Then we have friends that maybe you talk with a little bit more. Maybe you text or message or, whatever your favorite form of communication there is. Maybe you get together once in a while. But, they're not like super tight friends that you tell your deepest, darkest secrets to. Then you've got those friends, the ones that you can share anything with, and they're not going to judge you. In fact, they're going to probably laugh and go right along with you. And the ones that you can call when you're really upset, when you're hurting, when you're sad, when you just feel lonely. Those friends, all of them are amazing. It is incredible to have a wide variety of friends. And I think one of the saddest things is for someone to think that they don't have any friends. Now, first things first with that, let me just say, if you think that you don't have any friends, the first thing I want you to do is look at, are you a friend? Have you let people in? Have you reached out to others? Because I'm going to be really honest, one of my friends a number of years back just really, really pushed through. I was at a point in my life that I had friends, but I was in a time that I just really didn't think that I wanted another really close friend, somebody who actually really knew me, because I just didn't want anybody to know me in that moment, which, good, bad, whatever, but I tried to hold this person back. I tried to be like, yeah, no, it's good, like, we're friends, but that's it, and they refused to do that. They pushed and made sure that they checked on me, that they talked about me, that they called me out when I was having a tough time and was pretending like, oh yeah, everything's fine. No, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. When I wasn't good and I was falling apart. But I didn't want to share it with anybody because I just didn't know if I could trust another person. Isn't that crazy? Like, why wouldn't I be able to trust people? Well, honestly, come on, y'all. If you've lived very long at all, you know that sometimes people's word doesn't have much value. And I'd had that happen with me. I'd had people who'd judged me. I'd had people who'd hurt my feelings. I'd had people who claimed that they were going to be there no matter what. And you couldn't find them anywhere when what happened, right? So this friend, when they came in, it started out just friendship. You know what I mean? Just like a mild friendship, hey, how you doing? Distance, whatever. And then it became a friendship that it's like, if they called me and I answered the phone, they could tell right off the bat how I was doing. I'm like, how can you do that? They're like, I just pay attention. And so then I started thinking, a while later, perhaps I could pay attention. And I've started being able to notice if someone tells me they're fine. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. And I've started to learn to pay attention and just watch some of the mannerisms with people. Just listen to some of the inflection in the voice. Pay attention to the movements, things like that. And begun to realize that there are clues oftentimes when somebody could really use a friend. And when it's important that as a friend, you call them out on their stuff. If they're trying to say everything's fine and it's really not, maybe you should say, hey, I know you enough and I care about you enough. I'm good. Let me sit down with you. What's going on? Now, maybe there's things that they can't share, and that's completely understandable, and maybe they're not comfortable sharing everything. And again, that's completely understandable. But there's no reason why you can't just be there and be that friend. I've got a scripture that goes along with this, of course. Come on, you guys knew that I would. This is Proverbs 27:9. A sweet friendship refreshes the soul. And so that's the thing. Sometimes you need that refreshing friend. You need that friend who will make you laugh. You need that friend who's going to be there and sit with you when you just really don't even want to talk. You need that friend who is going to be there when you need something, but also that friend who's going to open up to you as well. Pay attention to your friendships. Look and see. Are there friendships that you need to maybe put a little bit more effort into? Maybe friendships that you can look at them and see if they're giving off any signals that they need something more. And make sure that as a friend, you can be available for whatever kind of friendship that is. So if they call you up and say, hey, I'm just having one of those days and I could just really use someone to listen to me vent and rant, that's okay. It doesn't always have to be laughter and fun. Then again, sometimes it helps after they vent and, rant a little bit. If you have a good joke, or if you can send them a good meme, something to get people laughing and having a good time. But whatever the situation is, remember that friendship refreshes the soul. A sweet friendship. Make sure you're wise. If you have somebody that you're kind of friends with, but you don't know them that well, I probably wouldn't unload all of my information or give them the PIN to my bank account, okay? So you want to be wise about your friendships. You want to make sure that you're pouring in, but you also want to make sure that the friendships are, pretty well balanced, that you're getting back. And honestly, boundaries. Boundaries are important even in friendships. If a friend says, hey, I just need some downtime today. Really not in the mood to hang out on the phone. Let them be. Let them have some downtime. Because, sometimes you might want downtime too. So make sure that your boundaries are set so that you're being what they need, that you're getting what you need, but also that it's not something that, you're constantly together day after day after day after day, and it becomes like socks that have been worn just too long. Okay? You don't want that to happen. I do have a story, though, about that. Not so much about dirty socks, but I do have a story about friendships. Over the years, with my children, they would different times have friends that they got along with really well. And I loved it when they would get together. But sometimes they would get together, we would have sleepovers, and so they'd be hanging out for like 2 days. And then it got to the point that they were like, oh, one more day, we really want them to stay. Or flip to them being at somebody else's house. One more day, they wanted our child to stay. Well, over the years, I learned that sometimes with some of those friendships, I had to be the bad guy and say, no, we have stuff going on, and I think you need to come home, and we'll get together again in a few days. Oh, my children would get frustrated. Well, why couldn't we do that with other people, or, this or that, or whatever, But the thing was, I had learned that even though these friendships were amazing, there was an expiration limit at how long that they could be together at one time. And sometimes I would be like, you know what? I'm just going to let that roll out. Let's see what happens. And sure enough, by the end of it, there were tears. And I knew there would be. So guys, it's the same thing for us. I have friends that I absolutely adore and that I love to hang out with. But I also know that I'm a little bit much. And so I know that if I'm together with them too long, it might be a bit too much for them. Same way that they might be a bit too much for me. So we make sure that we don't hang out too long, or we don't stay on the phone together too long, or on chat, or whatever it may be. Making sure that that sweet friendship stays refreshing because we're paying attention to it. We're nurturing it. We're watering it. We're growing it. Because friendship, just like a plant, needs that love and attention. So guys, click like, leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. Did this resonate with you? And who's your best friend? Who's the friends that you have that you appreciate the most? And when's the last time you told them that? Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Click that little bell so you know when the next video drops. And I will see you on the next Moments with Miss Amy.